Yeah. I thought I
Recording
already did.
in progress.
Okay, it's recording.
I always forget that last step.
Yeah,
Dang it.
that's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Barry, how are you?
I'm doing well. Meg, how are you doing?
You look rested.
I try.
Nice.
I'm a little
doing
too
good.
rested, to be honest.
So, we just got our prompts for the Idaho Film Family Festival
I saw that.
a couple days ago.
Yep.
Are you gonna come back down?
I don't. I didn't have any plans to. I never heard anything from Cody, which I know you know.
Yeah.
But
Cody mentioned. Check.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to mention Cody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I didn't have any plans to, although I saw the prompts, and I think the prompts, there's some really good opportunities in the prompts, I think, to make some fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
What
there
were
were some.
the prompts that you got?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
Yeah.
which I know of, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Okay.
And then there's this other one that was really obscure. And so I plan on watching them tonight.
Oh,
Nice.
It's really funny is that I haven't seen any of these movies yet, but immediately an idea popped into my head. And like I almost have the entire script written in my head already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It came to me. I mean, remember how quickly
I'm sorry. Turn my headphones down just a tiny bit.
Sure.
My ears are old, and this
Yeah.
is almost painful.
How's that?
Good.
Okay. Remember how quickly Bigfoot Falls was written? I mean, we wrote that in a night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was brilliant.
Yeah. So this idea came to me quickly, and so I'm kind of excited to see
Nice.
where it goes.
When Mom found out what the movies were, also, she started talking about scripts, and she came up with one really fast also.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that sounds like a really good idea. You should let Tabor know. Yeah. I think Nicholas has seen the Spotless Mind one.
Yeah.
And he said it's great. He likes it.
It's a very popular movie, very famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, you were saying something?
Oh no.
Okay.
I was just agreeing with the popularity of the movie, and
Yeah.
from your other writings,
Yeah.
Mick makes me cry every time I watch Bigfoot Falls.
Yeah.
That, yeah. Is it my acting? Is that what makes you cry? Yeah.
It's just such a great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that camera work that you guys ended up doing, and the old switcheroo, and then the walk off into the sunset, and it switches and stuff. Yeah. It's like, my gosh, yeah, that's just how can you hold that together?
Let's get the podcast started, and we can talk all about it.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that. All right.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Well, you just said we were.
All right.
I don't have a choice. All right. Welcome to My Dad's Movie Podcast. I'm Mick Johnson, the dad. And with me, one of my sons, Tabor.
Hey, I am here today.
Yay.
I got to come up with something cool to say when you bring me in. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll just scream grace at the top of my lungs.
You have a whole week to plan this
I know, I do.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah,
I'm here.
So tonight we are going to be talking with a special guest, Barry Barnhart, actor Barry Barnhart.
Hey, Barry.
Thanks for having me.
Hold on. I got a button for this. Hold on. Wow, the applause button.
You're too kind. Too kind.
You gotta push it again.
Do you have to push it again?
Yeah, it won't turn off.
Oh, really? It just keeps going?
It'll just applaud for Barry forever.
It was a standing ovation.
Hey, that's fine. First time for everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
My dad always asks, how do you know me? Because usually a lot of
Everything's
the guests
about Tabor.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the guests we bring on are people that I'm just like, oh, we need to talk to, this person. And so I always bring on a friend or someone I've worked with. And So how do we know each other, Barry?
Well, gee, I think you came down to Oklahoma and worked on a project down here, doing some sound for a mutual friend of ours.
Yeah. Rivas, what's his name? What's his first name?
Thomas Rivas.
Thomas Rivas. Yep.
Yeah.
What was that? Rise of the Crimson Butcher?
Rise of the Crimson Butcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good time down at the what was it? The Robbers Cave State Park here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Couple hours, 2.5 hours away from my house here, but I'm in the Northeast part of Oklahoma. But came down to do Rise of the Crimson Butcher with Thomas Rivas as the director and Cody Newton as the cinematographer, and got to know you guys pretty well. And I was interested in the photography, and I did my few days. I think I was there for 4 or 5 days out of what was that, 11 days total shoot, something like that. And did my 4 or 5 days. My part was finished, so I came home, and about an hour after I got to the house, I got a call asking if I'd be interested in working a little camera, since I'd played with Cody's setup a little bit.
Oh, right on.
They're losing their B cam guy, so he asked if I'd be interested. I said, heck yeah! So I got in the car and went back.
Oh, geez, man, that's insane. Good grief.
Yeah, that was fun. Be on be on both sides of the camera for the film. That was nice.
Yeah. And so I jumped onto that film for the reshoots. I wasn't there for principal photography.
Right.
And we shot the reshoots at your house.
Yeah, you shot at my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That. They had a pickup day where we had to do some reshoots and some extra shots and everything. So yeah, you got to come to the house and take part in that.
Yeah.
But you missed the stay at the state park, which was not luxurious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
More comfortable, but
yeah. I didn't get to experience the other part. I got to experience the comfort, which was really nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I believe it's a Christian kids camp, and they have some little cabins set up, and it's basically just a big room full of bunk beds that are poorly maintained, and it was as comfortable as you can imagine it would be.
Right. So then after that, then you came down here for a while.
Yeah, I came over there to work with Tabor and Cody Newton. They were doing the what was that? That was the I-48, wasn't it?
No, that was the Idaho Film Family Festival.
Oh, that was the Idaho Film. Okay.
But it felt like an I-48 because we did it for the last 2 days.
Yeah. That was a quick 2 days. So yeah, I did. I guess I was down there for a week. I did 2 days on yours and 2 days on Cody's, and had a great time. I mean, that was a great time hanging out with you guys. I enjoyed that.
It was a lot of fun. It was a relatively painless shoot.
Yeah.
Not a lot went wrong.
Yeah, that was actually my first time I'd been able to go to Idaho. So the drive, I drove up there, so it was a nice little drive, and I got to see some of the country, and I got to see some Boise, and it's beautiful up there. I really enjoyed shooting in the mountains up there, and I love the city. It's very nice, clean little city. Yeah.
Yeah. It has a neat vibe over there.
Yeah. I do love you have a really nice film family in the Boise area. I'm very impressed with the people just getting together and working together, and I mean it is very family like with the filmmakers up there, which is wonderful. We're a little more spread out here. I'm in the northeast corner north of Tulsa. Oklahoma City is about 2.5 hours away, which is the big city in Oklahoma, which is kind of where most of the stuff takes place. So I'm, a couple of half hours away from most of the action. So it's a little bit of a jaunt just to get started.
Right on. So give us a little bit about you. Like, how long have you been acting? I think I saw maybe you were doing some commercials. I know you've been working on some short films, but I'm not up to date on everything you've had going on. So what have you been working on?
Yeah, well, I've I guess I've actually only been 4 or 5 years at this point. Kind of acting and learning what I can and trying to do as much as I can. But I kind of started out as a lot of the actors do, doing background work on some productions and
Right.
And the first one I did was for a pilot for a series they were recording here in Oklahoma City, near Oklahoma City. We had a director come out from California and buy a empty elementary school that he turns into a film studio, which was kind of cool. So they had some classrooms set up as classrooms. They built a bar and inside, and they have the gym. The gymnasium is just a big wide open filming space, and
right.
So they have some vignettes set up so you can go in and film different vignettes and things like that. So they were shooting a pilot for a show about teachers, so it worked well in the elementary school. But I did some background work in the little bar they had built on the sound stage there, and I'd always been kind of a photography buff and liked cameras and camera equipment and things like that, and did a lot of photography myself. And got in there and I saw the cameras and the lights, and I thought, hey, this is kind of cool.
Right.
I enjoy being around all this stuff. Just being an equipment nerd, and I thought, well, that's I would do that again, even though you're as the background or extras, you're kind of just herded into a cattle holding area and not treated particularly well most of the time, but
right.
they pull you out when they need you to be set dressing for the most part. But it's boring and fun at the same time. But I just kind of started doing that, did that on a couple of things, and Sylvester Stallone did a series, Tulsa King, which is still going.
Right.
But the first season, they filmed in Oklahoma City at a studio. They had came in the convention center downtown Oklahoma City. A company came in and turned that into they weren't using it for anything. They came in and turned it into a film studio. And they built, vignettes and the bar and the prison and all that stuff in the convention center there on the sound stages. And it was really amazing the amount of work that they do on those kinds of productions. And I mean, it's a huge money spend. And so the original first season, I think, was supposed to be like 10 episodes. And I was going to do a scene with Sylvester Stallone to be what was supposed to be the last scene of the last episode of the first season.
Yeah.
And it was going to close out on that scene, and I started watching, and episode 9 came, and they completely changed the way it was supposed to end, and cut off the last episode altogether. So they only ended up having 9 episodes. So my part never made it. But, it was just amazing the amount of money they spend to do things like that, and they just don't use it.
And to cut an entire episode.
Yeah, an entire episode, and it's just unreal. They had there's a technical college near where they were filming. They were filming at a couple of location, a couple of places a little ways away from Oklahoma City, and they had had a technical college. They were using the parking area in the technical college as kind of the base camp. And I mean, they had, the trailers and Stallone's RV that he stays in, and Crafty and drivers and trailers for wardrobe and hair and makeup. And I mean, it was just unbelievable. There were that many people there for, filming a couple of scenes. And the scene that I did was at night, and they had the huge lights on cranes. And I mean, there was 100 people standing out there in the middle of nowhere filming this scene that would never see the light of day.
Right. But, so it didn't make it, but you still got to work with those people. You got to work with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yeah. It was a good experience. Yeah. And it's
that's pretty cool in itself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But so I got to do that. I've done some other. I show up here and there, background stuff on that one in a few episodes, but I've been able to do some of the true crime recreation shows on TV One. I think they come on where you just do the true crime recreation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I went out to Knoxville, Tennessee to do those. They're kind of done by a company that does several different shows, several different those types of shows. And I've done a few episodes of those here and there. Fatal Attraction, one of the true crime recreation shows, is Fatal Attraction. I've been able to do Mike Rowe, the guy that did Dirty Jobs. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but he does a show on TBN, I believe is where it airs, called The Way I Heard It, and it's kind of his storytelling that tells stories about historic events, from a little bit of a different perspective, and it's really cleverly done and very impressively written. But I was able to do an episode of that one that he actually turned into a feature-length film, basically.
Oh, wow.
So it was called Something to Stand For with Mike Rowe, and they actually did a limited theatrical release on the 4th of July, and got to go. That was kind of a neat one because I got to take my parents to the theater to actually watch the show and see it in the theater, and
right.
That was fun for them to be able to see that. So
I think I had seen something you had posted recently. I don't know if it was for a commercial or it was a trailer for a movie that you were working on. And now I can't remember who the other actor was. You
Wasn't
were
it Ethan Hawke?
Might have been Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. He did a show that just finished airing not long ago, but I was able to do some of the promo material for that. I wasn't in the show itself, but they have people come in and do promo material for those things where they do
right on.
They do still promo stuff, and they do some video promo stuff. I was able to do a day on that one, and actually my scene that I was in was me and Ethan Hawke, and it's me 2 seconds on screen with Ethan Hawke is basically the whole thing, but it was still kind of fun.
That's 2 more seconds than I've ever spent with Ethan Hawke. So
hey, I'll take it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm fine with that, and it was good. It was good to get to see him, meet him, and.
Well, that's cool. It sounds like you're staying busy and you're meeting a lot of really cool people.
I am trying. Of course, I would stay busier if I could.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what movies are we talking about?
What
director are we talking about today?
Well, actually, this is 3 directors. It's called the ZAZ Universe, ZAZ Universe.
ZAZ.
Yeah. Jim Abrahams,
Okay.
whatever. It's spelled Abrahams, so if he wants it said a different way, spell your name differently. That's what I say. David Zucker and Jerry Zucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is all Barry's idea. He wanted to talk about Airplane, and he wanted to talk about Ruthless People. So that's what we're doing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So why did you choose these, Barry?
Well, Airplane in particular, and the Naked Gun franchise was a big one for me too. Just kind of, it was one of those that hit at a good time for me. When it came out in '80, I was still too young to appreciate it, but and I wasn't able to go to the theater and watch it, so I was still young at that point. But 5 years after the fact, when you were starting to get cable and video rentals and things like that, it's just one that my friends and I came across that just hit at the right time, just the right time where it was hilarious and you're quoting all the stupid lines from it, and it still holds up for me. It's still a genuinely hilarious movie for me. It's just one of those that me and the idiots I was hanging around with just had a great time with.
So what's funny is that the way you describe Airplane is the way that basketball was for me.
Yeah.
It's just that it was always on cable. It was always playing. It was just a heck of a time. I remember there was a time where basketball was playing like every Friday night for like a month straight. And so we watched that movie a ton growing up. And it is directed by David Zucker.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a Zucker Brothers movie, but it is a Zucker movie.
Right on.
And it was co-written with Trey Parker and Matt Stone. So it's got a little bit of Airplane humor in it, and it's got a little bit of South Park humor in it.
Right.
So it's kind of like a nice, awesome mix of the two.
Right.
So it was kind of interesting when I was looking at, I didn't want to talk about all three directors right here. So I'm just going to kind of touch on them a little bit. But mostly what I was kind of interested in was this ZAZ Universe. Why did these three come together? I think I looked up at least 8 films that they all worked on together. There might be more, but that's what I found was 8 of them. And I just thought, you got 3 directors on a movie, and why are they working together so much? You know what I mean? What are they? But when I was researching it, they were childhood friends, and they kind of came up together, creating little things together and working on stuff together, and they just took it into adulthood. Is pretty much what it was.
Yeah, they had something in their hometown called Kentucky Fried Theater, and it was just like little sketches that they did together, and they kind of became local celebrities.
Oh.
And so Kentucky Fried Theater ended up becoming Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah, and now, is it literally a theater?
I think it was like a live show that they did sketches and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think they did it at the back of a bookstore. Maybe they used like the back of a bookstore and put on these little skits with the Kentucky Fried Theater group.
Right on.
And then I think they eventually took it out to Hollywood and rented a space out there to put it on, and invited some people out to watch them, and kind of got traction that way on getting the Kentucky Fried Movie made, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kentucky Fried Movie was directed by John Landis.
Okay.
So that's kind of, they wrote it and he directed it, and afterwards they were like, hey, we can direct our own stuff.
Right.
So
yeah, it was, I mean, most directors, it's one director on a movie. Or maybe you see sometimes 2 directors working on something, collaborating. But here's 3 of them that are just making thing after thing after thing. That just seems bizarre to me. Mm-hmm. But, what they were doing seemed to work. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What movies do you have listed there?
I think they had to fight to have all three of them put on as director for the movies because the Directors Guild was throwing a fit, not going to let them actually do that because they're only supposed to have one director on each film. Yeah. But I think they ended up fighting enough that they allowed them to do it.
Yes, somewhere, and I know that I wrote it down. Hang on.
Well, that's why the Coen brothers.
Yeah, the three directors had a long battle with the Directors Guild of America, who refused to allow three directors, which why would they care to begin with? I mean, who cares? But they didn't want to give credit to three directors, and Jim Abrams legally changed his name to Abrams and Zuckers so that they would allow it.
What, for real?
That's what it says. But then it sounds like they ended up just giving him credit anyway. So maybe he didn't have to do that. Maybe he didn't go through with it, but maybe it was I'm going to do this if you don't allow this type of thing. I don't know.
So that's why the Coen brothers are credited as the Coen brothers.
Oh, okay.
Or the Wachowskis were credited as the Wachowskis because the Wachowskis is one name.
Right.
And that's okay. The Coen brothers is one name. That's okay.
Yeah.
Even though it's two people, if they're named as one unit, that's allowed. But they wouldn't allow the movie to be credited to Joel and Ethan Coen.
That's just too many letters.
Yeah, and I think
letters
that
cost a lot of money. You can't just use a bunch of letters like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think that's changed now. I don't think that they enforce that rule anymore, but I'll double check just to make sure.
Yeah, legality-wise, we don't want to get in any trouble or anything.
Exactly.
So we are going to talk about Airplane, 1980, and we're going to talk about Ruthless People, 1986.
Yeah.
I've seen Airplane probably a dozen times. I enjoy it. You know, when I was younger, it was extremely funny to me. If I watch it now, it's like, it's funny, but just stupid. You know, Ruthless People. I absolutely love Ruthless People.
Yeah,
you know, all those actors, that whole thing. I love that.
You know, what's really weird is that I had never heard of Ruthless People, and I'm surprised because there are a ton of 80s movies that you have shown us growing up. I mean, anyone can name a movie from the 80s, and I'll be like, yes, I've seen that. My parents have shown that to me. But this, I had never heard of it. I had never seen it, and I'm just wondering why wasn't this on our radar?
I think maybe it was. It seems like we did watch Ruthless People at one point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
So I was going in fresh for this movie, and I was just like, my parents didn't show me this, so this is probably not a good movie. Because my parents show me good movies.
Yeah. There was some bad parts in it.
Maybe
that was it.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, but then I watched it, and I was like, this is absolutely hilarious.
Right.
And I was like,
Danny DeVito is awesome.
Oh, he's so great in that movie.
Yeah, Danny DeVito being Danny DeVito is always good.
I know. He plays such a typecast character sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he plays the Danny DeVito character.
And you know what's funny is when I rewatched Ruthless People, watching Danny DeVito, all I could think about was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. I just kept picturing that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Bill Pullman's premiere on that one, I believe, and he kind of stole some of the show.
Yeah, Bill Pullman. That was his debut, right?
Yeah. It's so weird because when I think of Bill Pullman, I think of Independence Day.
Yeah.
And seeing him play that, bleach blonde dummy of a character, I was just like, that's something I've never seen. I mean, I've seen Spaceballs, and he's a little dumb in Spaceballs, but not that dumb. Right. So I was kind of caught off guard by Bill Pullman in this one.
Yeah. Well, I think he does a brilliant job in Spaceballs. Another one of my favorites, but he was. Yeah, I think he stole quite a bit of the show in this one, just as as his first time at bat, which was fantastic. And of course, I think of him as Lone Star in Spaceballs,
Oh
even
yeah.
more so than Independence Day, because that's just one of my favorites. But he has great comedic timing and can play a.
Oh yeah, he did such a good job.
Right.
Yeah.
So Barry, is that kind of your what you like? Do you like the comedies more?
I love comedies. I'm a big Mel Brooks fan, and of course the Naked Gun, the first three anyway, Naked Guns. I haven't seen the fourth one, just kind of out of protest, to be honest.
I've seen the first half, and I'm loving it so far.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make myself do it just to do it, but it's sacrilegious, against Liam Neeson.
Right.
Yeah.
But he just, Leslie Nielsen was a treasure.
Yeah. Who, by the way, was the absolute show stealer in Airplane.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the best part of just, and there's so many quotes from Airplane that are just still in the zeitgeist today. Like
it's almost the entire movie.
It's super,
almost every line,
super quotable.
Yeah.
I think, but they got Shirley, you can't be serious. Like I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Shirley, right.
I think they wrote a book about the making of the movie, and that's the Shirley. Well, it's either Shirley You Can't Be Serious or Don't Call Me Shirley is the name of the book that they wrote. I haven't read it yet, but
I watched a video that was an interview about that book coming out, and they're kind of doing the talk show circuit about what's in the book and what it was like working on the set of Airplane, and just listening to these three guys talk about all the stuff that and they were like, we were just having fun. We were just making this fun movie. Like the goal was not to go out and create this massive hit. We just wanted to have fun, and we did. And when it became a massive hit, we were just caught off guard as to how big this thing became.
Yeah, people like this? Really?
Yeah. And it was so funny is the guy who was doing the interview, he's like, so what would you say is the hardest part of directing a movie with three directors? And all three guys start talking over the top of each other, and you can't understand a word that's going on. And they're all saying three different things. And then it fades back to the newsroom, and the guy who interviewed them is in the newsroom, and he goes, man, they wanted to do that bit so bad. he's like, they talked me through it, and they set it up, and they wanted that to work. And so
there's your answer.
Yeah.
My understanding is that the three all had different responsibilities. So one director was in charge of making sure that all the actors were in the right spot and doing all the blocking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And another director was in charge of making sure the lines were said correctly. And then the third director was in charge of the little gags that happened off, or not off screen, but like that weren't involved with actors. So like little silly things that were supposed to happen. Or like if something was thrown onto the set from one direction, he was in charge of making sure that all that got done. And in that same interview, they asked how much of this was improvised on the set. They said, did you ever just go out and riff? And they're like, nope. We had the script. We had every joke written. We had every joke storyboarded. There's nothing in that movie that, was thought up on the fly. Everything was done, explicitly, as written. And they said that, shoot. What was it? I just lost my train of thought. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Shoot. All right. Come back to me.
This is live. You gotta get it
I
out.
know. I messed it up. Shoot. All right. Sorry, Barry. We're going to start the podcast over.
Go for it.
We'll pick it back up at 1.
Welcome to My Dad's Movie Podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
To finish your question, horror is the other thing that I really love.
Okay.
I'm from comedy to horror, so kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum on what I really like. But yeah, comedy was kind of the first love. My mom was is a big horror movie buff, so
Really?
kind of
Oh,
got
wow.
that from her. Yeah, when I
Oh,
was,
that's pretty cool.
I think Poltergeist was probably my first introduction to the horror movie genre, and that one kind of stuck with me. So it's still kind of one of my favorites, just
Yeah.
because of kind of like Airplane with it hit at the right time for me and just stuck with me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know what's really funny is that my dad's not a big horror guy. So anytime we saw a horror movie in this house, I guess it was Mom who introduced it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys would watch the horror stuff, usually with Mom.
Yeah, which is really weird because she doesn't consider herself a big horror fan either.
No.
But she showed us Poltergeist. She showed us the 1970s Body Snatchers, which to this day is like one of the movies that's stuck in my head from growing up. I remember seeing that as a child and be like, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Scream was a big one.
We didn't watch Scream as a child.
Oh, maybe that's later.
Yeah, I was already out of the house by the time the family got into Scream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when Nicholas and Alec come home from school, Haley comes over, and they all sit on the couch and binge watch Scream over and over. So, yeah.
When was the first time you saw Airplane? You remember?
I think it was probably shortly after it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it. I think I was a teenager.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a long time.
Did you and Matt watch it growing up, or probably not?
We may have, but yeah, I don't have memory of that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
But it was hilarious, and I loved watching it. So,
yeah. I don't know if you read this during your research, but the plot of Airplane is literally the script of a movie called 0 Hour.
yeah, I did.
And it's the exact same movie, just with jokes thrown into the mix. I remember what I was going to say. Okay, the brothers, when they're writing jokes, any joke that made it into the movie had to make all three of them laugh, or it didn't make it into the movie. So that was their writing rule, that if one of them didn't laugh, the joke wasn't good enough to make it into the movie.
That's funny.
Nice.
And I think I call them the brothers? Only two of them are brothers. So sorry.
It's the ZAZ.
ZAZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's based off of a movie called 0 Hour, which they basically lifted word for word, beat for beat, and just threw in jokes and made it funny. And the Zucker brothers were saying that you wouldn't believe it unless you had seen the movie 0 Hour, that a lot of the funny moments just come from 0 Hour. They said that the movie wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was just so bad that you're watching it and you're just laughing your head off at all of these things
Right.
that are happening. Like the pilot eating fish and everybody who ate fish got sick.
Yeah.
That comes from 0 Hour. That's the plot of the...
I find a lot of times movies, when they're really bad, it's just they're so bad it's hilarious.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. Disaster Artist
Yeah.
Yeah.
is so funny. It is so horrible, but you can't help but laugh.
Right.
That'd be a good episode, talking about The Room and The Disaster Artist.
Right.
Talking about both movies.
Right.
Hey, that Tommy Wiseau is still making money off that.
Yeah.
I know. No kidding. What a freaking genius.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he goes around and shows it in theaters and does an appearance, and just kind of makes it his own little personal Comic-Con.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get yourself a cult following, and away you go.
Yep. Yeah, I think 0 Hour came out in like 54 or something like that, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think when they were going to do Airplane, they went to the studio that had the rights to it, and they bought the rights to the movie for like $2,500, because back then there wasn't videotape and things like that, no cable. So an old movie was just an old movie, so it wasn't worth anything.
Right.
So they went in and bought the rights to it so they didn't get sued. Of course, the studio that owned the rights ended up being the studio that made Airplane too, so it kind of worked out for their universe. But
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny to go in and just buy the rights for a film for $2,500 from a Hollywood studio.
Yeah.
And throw in a few jokes, and make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also read that it was enough of a parody that it would have been protected by the parody law, but they said that they bought the rights anyway just to cover their bases, just to be 100% safe.
Yeah.
What is everyone's favorite joke from Airplane? A movie with the most jokes per minute out of any movie in existence. What's your favorite joke?
Right.
How do you pick one?
So
that's a tough one.
Yeah, for me, it's not an appropriate joke, but
you ever seen a grown man naked?
Yeah, well,
Right.
That's my favorite. I love that entire exchange.
so one of my favorite actors on that is Otto,
Oh yeah,
the blow up pilot.
Yeah, the reinflating at the
Right, when
line.
he's deflating and she has to go in and reinflate him. Yeah, that's not appropriate, but so friggin' funny.
Okay, and then we do a cut to the cabin and watch the chaos that's going out there.
Right.
And then we cut back to the cockpit and they're both
Right, smoking
their cigarettes.
Right. Not appropriate, kids.
Yeah. Well, judging by the demographics from Spotify, not a lot of kids listen to this show. Okay. So
Right.
yeah. Mostly 35-year-olds, I guess, because it's my friends and my brothers.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Good company.
We have a following of at least 5.
yeah. Yeah. And what's another one? You ever spent time in a Turkish prison?
Like movies about gladiators?
Yeah.
Right.
And something that I didn't think was that funny the first time I saw it, but it was much funnier this time around, was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yep.
And
Isn't that awesome that he's on that?
yeah.
I love that guy. In fact, I grew up watching the Lakers, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was the thing. He was the king of, the skyhook.
Yeah.
And then, getting him on that movie, I thought was pretty cool.
I think it was supposed to actually be Pete Rose was who it was originally supposed to be, but he was
was
busy, and they ended up getting Kareem. But I think 0 Hour had a football player on as the co-pilot in their movie.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
So they wanted to get another sports figure to mimic that from the movie. So ended up getting Kareem. He did a great job.
He grabs that little kid by the shirt. You tell your dad to try running so-and-so up and down the court for 45 minutes.
Right.
And did you know that when he passes, like, I don't know if you caught it this time around, but when he passes out in his pilot chair and they pull him out of the chair, he's wearing his Lakers shorts and his jock strap.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
So he's wearing his pilot outfit on the upper half, but he's wearing basketball shorts
on the
underneath.
bottom.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Another funny joke that I love so much, and that's when I developed my drinking problem.
Yep.
It's so stupid. A lot of these jokes are just so dumb.
Right. The problem is he misses his mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
sometimes just dumb, just scratches the right part of your brain at the right moment, and it's what your brain needs, and it's man. Yeah, it's great.
So since I brought up Otto and his big scene, I had read that Otto, the automatic pilot, ultimately disintegrated after spending several years in Jerry Zucker's garage.
Really?
Yeah, Otto's no more.
Oh, that's a bummer. It's so funny as a filmmaker myself, so many props end up at my house.
Yeah.
And to me, they're just
cat toys.
Yeah, they're just things that just end up sitting around my house. And I imagine that Otto was probably the same thing. It was just like, well, I got this thing and I don't know where I'm going to put it. So
you stick it in a box.
I'm just going to put it in my garage. But now, in retrospect, this film is one of the greatest comedies of all time. And that, not to quote Indiana Jones, but that thing should be in a museum.
Right.
So, I mean, it's so crazy that, like, I don't know if you heard the story about the one guy who had the original Millennium Falcon parked in his driveway in his house, and it sat there for years collecting dust and falling apart, and it's Star Wars history, and this guy just has it in his driveway.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I saw another story recently about a guy that had the Death Star. They were supposed to just go and throw all those props away, in the trash at the studio just to clear space out. And evidently, one of the crew kept the Death Star that they were using for the filming, and ended up selling it to somebody for something, and it moved around a little bit. And then this guy that had it went to a con of some sort and talked to one of the guys, was able to talk to one of the guys that was in charge of the props for the movie. And turns out it was like the original Death Star from the filming. And
that's insane.
I mean, how does stuff like that, an iconic movie, how does something so important from an iconic movie end up in the trash or lost for so long? It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that you can make a movie like Airplane and predict that it's going to, why would you grab autopilot and be like, I'm going to put this in a glass case and I'm going to make sure that it's perfectly preserved just in case this movie becomes a huge hit,
Right.
If this movie was made 4 more years later, maybe it wouldn't have become a hit. Maybe it came at just the right time that it got the exact exposure it needed, and America was in the mood to laugh, and I don't know. It's insane how things happen.
Right.
Yeah. And it's the cast. I mean, if the cast were any different, would it be the same movie?
Yeah.
I think Vincent Price was offered Leslie Nielsen's part originally, and he ended up turning it down.
Yeah.
That would be a totally different movie.
Yeah. It'd be what's that show we watched?
The Mask of the Red Dad
Yeah.
and the Raven.
Right.
Yeah.
Vincent Price comes out in his red mask.
Yeah, with his trademark Vincent Price voice.
That's actually one of the things I always like doing is I like finding out who else was considered for these roles, because they make the movie and you can't picture anybody else doing it.
Right.
That's who it was supposed to be. And then you start finding out, like, they talk about Sigourney Weaver and Shelley Long auditioned for Elaine Dickinson.
Yeah.
Vincent Price, like you said, but he turned it down. Chevy Chase, Barry Manilow.
Yeah, I remember Barry Manilow.
Bill Murray considered for the role of Ted Stryker. It's like, can you imagine? I mean, Chevy Chase, I don't know. That just, you can't picture that. Yeah, that'd work. That'd be much better.
Yeah.
I think Chevy Chase would have been a better choice than Bill Murray.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I think Chevy Chase would have played it straight, and I think Bill Murray would have been a little silly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, this was Leslie Nielsen's first comedic role. I think he was just a straight actor. I think this was his first comedy, and they told him, I think he started out wanting to be funny because he is actually a kind of a funny guy himself in person, but they told him, no, just play it like you played everything else, just completely straight, deadpan, and just let the jokes do the work. And you can't get much better than that guy.
Yep. And another alternate casting choice was Jeffrey Jones was going to play the autopilot.
I knew this was coming.
They were going to have an inflatable Jeffrey Jones.
That's actually in there. I read that.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're right. Yep. So, another great moment is when the little old lady. Oh, hold on. I can help. I speak jive.
Yeah. Barbara Billingsley. From Leave It to Beaver. What
That's
in
right.
the world?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's just so many odd things that you just. How did these guys think? And it's kind of like this was kind of the process when we wrote Bump, the very first movie that I made.
Yeah.
It was just me and my brothers and a couple of friends just sitting down, just being goofballs and spitballing, and we just wrote this silly thing. And there's a joke every couple of minutes, and just all this weird stuff happens. And it's been a while since I've written something like that. I want to do another weird little screwball comedy thing.
Right.
Everyone wants Bump 2.
So that the jive lady, Barbara Billingsley, I think she was really speaking jive also. I think that was real.
Yeah, the two guys that were speaking jive, I think, were the ones who wrote the part because they kind of developed the language for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I had read that the jive lady originally intended for Harriet Nelson, who played the mother in the 1950s sitcom The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she turned it down.
And then it went to Leave It to Beaver instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said too much adult language. She didn't want to do that.
Yeah. That's funny. It's a great movie. I just, and you know, I hope that it continues to live on. I hope that the jokes don't age too poorly, so that like everyone can continue. You know, we can pass it on to Gen Z and to Gen Alpha, and that this movie continues to, continues to live on, because there are some things that they didn't age well. Like there's a coffee joke.
Yeah.
That was a coffee commercial from the day.
Yeah.
And I don't.
A second cup of coffee at home.
Yeah, exactly. I
right.
don't get that joke.
Yeah.
Because I never saw those commercials growing up.
Yeah.
And I just hope.
Barry, do you remember those?
Yes, I do. I do remember
Yeah.
those. I've seen the commercial before, and she is actually the woman that's in the commercial too.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got her
she's the
to.
actual, she's the
reprise
actual
her
actress
role.
that did the commercials, so that kind of worked out. But yeah, you wouldn't know that unless you were familiar with it. And that's one of the ones that didn't age well. But
Right.
you know, I've watched it recently, and there aren't a whole lot of really topical types of things to age it like that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a few in there like that, but it ages fairly well, I think.
Okay.
So was there an Airplane 2, right?
There was.
Was there an Airplane 3?
I don't think so.
Okay. So it just stopped at 2. They said that's enough of that.
Airplane 2, Airplane in Space.
Yeah.
Apparently, so I watched a video about it. I didn't watch the second movie. Apparently, it's the first movie all over again,
Oh, really?
with a lot of the same cast reprising their roles, but it takes place in outer space.
Oh.
And it's not directed by ZAZ.
Oh.
Yeah.
They did not want to come back for that. So, what's a portion of the movie that you're not that big of a fan of? Like the Leon's getting larger guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that funny.
No, I don't either. I agree with you. Yeah, he's not that funny to me, and I think he was a friend of theirs from the Kentucky Fried Theater days.
Yes.
And I think he ad-libbed most of his stuff. You know, so it wasn't even scripted. So maybe that's why it doesn't land as well as it could, because it wasn't scripted by the three.
Yeah.
as a group. But yeah, I agree with you. He's probably the least funny to me in the show.
And I wonder if that is just because of when the movie came out, it was funnier then. I thought for a movie that just throws so many left field things into the movie, he just seemed too left field, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So left field that it became right field.
Yeah, the rest of the movie's trying to be so straight and play it so serious, and he's kind of over the top trying to be comedic, and it doesn't fit the tone of the movie, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. Trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I think that's why it fails for me, is that he's like, everything else in the movie is so effortless.
Yeah.
But he's trying.
Yeah, and he's into the camera doing his his little shtick. And I mean, I agree. The least funny part of it for me.
Yeah. What about you? What?
I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah, we all agree that that's.
I feel good about
that's
that.
the least. Oh, what about Lloyd Bridges? I picked a bad day to quit amphetamines.
He picked a bad day to quit everything.
Quit smoking, quit drinking, quit methamphetamines, quit sniffing beer.
Oh, something I was going to mention earlier.
In fact, I think I say that at work every once in a while.
See, the movie's quotable. There's so many things
Right.
that you can. I think I say "Don't call me Shirley" at least once every fiscal quarter.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, I say it all the time.
That's funny.
We want to talk about Ruthless People.
Almost.
Okay.
So Robert Hayes, who played Ted Stryker, I read that he is an actual pilot. He had a pilot's license.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Nice.
So, and then the movie, they made $3.5 million to make it in 34 days. And then I read that it earned $171 million. But then when I looked up a couple of other sources, I came up with like 87 million. So I wasn't sure, but still from 3.5 to 87, whatever. That's,
Yeah. I think I read it made its budget back in like the first 2 days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy. And,
Yeah.
and they were thinking, is anybody going to like this? Well,
Yeah. A few people.
We're talking about it almost 50 years later.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the last thing I had on this one was Jim Abrams. I thought this was kind of cool. Met his wife on the movie set. She was a blonde extra walking by, walking by Robert Hayes at 3 minutes. So I guess 3 minutes into the movie. So
Really?
she was on the set. They met.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also wanted to mention a little off topic. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in basketball.
Oh, is he?
Also, the bad guy of the film, he purchases sports memorabilia for his own personal museum, and one of the pieces of memorabilia that he has is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He owns Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and so he sits in a glass case from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And then when the museum closes, he clocks out and goes home.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he was on a European, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was on a European flight, and they asked him on the flight, please come up and sit in the cockpit so that we can say that the crew could say that they flew with Roger Murdoch.
That's so cool.
So
That's so cool. And, you know, to be a famous basketball player is already cool.
yeah,
But then to have that other thing on your resume that you were in Airplane and you're famous for being in this comedy film. I mean, most people don't get one thing that they're famous for. But to have two things that you're famous for, I mean, what a stroke of luck. That's incredible.
plus he has a really famous barbecue sauce, I guess, that he made that was like huge, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar barbecue sauce. So
For real?
no, I made that up.
Oh.
Anyways, Ruthless People.
Man, to have to be a famous basketball player and to be an Airplane and to have your own line of barbecue sauce. That is the life.
You know you've made it.
You know. Ruthless People.
Yeah. What do you got?
This
What do you-
movie was so fun. Like I said, because I had never heard you or Mom talk about it, I was thinking, oh, this can't be that good of a movie. Because if it was that good of a movie, my parents would have showed it to me already. And so, since I hadn't seen it, and it's from the era of everything like that we've seen before, I was not expecting much from it, but I was blown away by how much fun I had with this movie.
Yeah.
It was a blast. And just watching this plan get set into motion, and then the plan goes wrong at every possible turn, just is it's so fun to watch plan. Like, I get enjoyment from watching my friends make plans and watching their plans fall apart.
I like to see the failure.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that I get to see it in a movie, it's incredible.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a comedy of errors the entire way through. Just layer after layer of things going wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Well, there were a lot of big people. I mean, in Airplane there were also, but in Ruthless People, Bette Midler, Danny DeVito, Judge Reinhold, Helen Slater, Anita Morris, Bill Pullman, J.E. Freeman. I mean, what a huge cast.
Great cast.
Yeah.
Great cast.
And I think other than I have always liked Danny DeVito a lot in everything that he's in. You know, I think he's just a phenomenal actor. But I think Judge Reinhold in this did such a good job. You know, he really helped push things along to make it funny. You know, he wasn't being funny, but it was funny.
He was a likable hero.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he adds a manic energy to it that that it kind of needs to move things along and make things seem as urgent as they need to. He does a good job at that as a character.
Yeah, he does kind of have that energy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and it's really weird is that I haven't seen very many movies with Judge Reinhold as a lead. He's always kind of a supporting character, like he's in Gremlins.
Right.
He was in The Santa Claus.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. But I don't see him very much as a lead, so it was kind of cool to see him kind of taking the reins of this movie. And yeah, he was a lot of fun. All of these characters were a lot of fun. Bette Midler is, of course, always perfect in everything she does. Mm-hmm. I've never had a Bette Midler complaint. Remember that episode of The Simpsons where Bette Midler's on the side of the road picking up trash, and then Snake throws the can outside of his car, and she runs him down, and he's like, "Oh no, it's Bette Midler." I think about that all the time. Anytime I see her in something, I go, "Oh no, it's Bette Midler."
So, Bette Midler. Speaking of, Airplane, they don't know if it's going to be a good movie or not, if anybody's going to like it. It was kind of the same thing with this. I guess Bette Midler and Danny DeVito, after the movie premiered, Danny DeVito and Bette Midler, they talked on the phone, and the vibe was, I don't think this is going to be very good. I think we made a mistake. But then it becomes a box office smash. So,
that kind of makes me wonder, how many actors I've worked with where they're like, I don't have faith in this.
No,
they're just like Tabor's making something stupid.
Yeah, I don't know which is worse: to think you worked on a bomb that turned out to be a hit, or to work on something you think was going to be a hit and turned out to be a bomb.
Ooh, I think that one's worse. I think that when you don't have the awareness to know that you're making something bad,
right,
and you think, like, I'd say any project that Corey Feldman does, like Corey Feldman's music career, he's just like, dude, I am the second coming of Michael Jackson, and these people will worship at my feet, and just you listen to his music and you're like, dude, you got to find something else, man.
That's not good.
Yeah. Who's giving him feedback on all that stuff?
I know. Speaking of which, Corey Feldman, special guest on the podcast next week. So that'll be fun to get to talk to him.
It will be fun. He's going to do some singing.
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad's canceled podcast. But you're talking about, feedback is a lot of times people either ignore the feedback they're given, or some people are kind of in a little echo chamber where they ask for feedback, and the people that give them the feedback are just like, "Oh, it's incredible, it's great," and they're not giving them the honest feedback that they need. Yeah.
I saw some behind the scenes stuff. I think it may have been J-Lo who played a pole dancer in something I've not seen, but I saw the behind the scenes, and they had the crew back there, and she goes up and does her pole dance routine, which is good. I mean, she does a great job at it, but a lot of women do a great job at that on a nightly basis as a living, and she comes back off the stage after she does her routine, and the cast and crew were just, oh my God, that was the most spectacular thing I've ever seen, and that was great. And I was like, yeah, that was okay, but a lot of people can do that well. But it's just like you say, that echo chamber of, that was the most fantastic thing I've ever seen in my life. And they're just told that kind of stuff constantly by everybody around them. And you just really lose a sense of reality and what's actually going on.
Right.
Does he just not go back and watch his performances, or is he just really that jaded?
Something.
For his own performance.
So I'm going to tell you what I love here right now. Barry's talking about J-Lo pole dancing, and he has to make a point of saying, "No, I didn't see it."
Right. No, I
just in case Barry's wife listens to this podcast, we got to throw that out there. Barry did not watch the pole dancers.
Did
From
not.
what I've heard,
From what I've heard, right?
That do a very good job of this.
So, how did you feel about Ruthless People? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it.
Had you seen it before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it many times. Yeah.
Okay.
But I rewatched it actually with Mom. Might have been yesterday. I think we laid in bed and watched it. And yeah, it's so much fun. Like you said, Barry, the whole thing is just so much fun to watch. The plans and the way that Danny DeVito is, the type of person he is. He wants to kill his wife, and then he thinks she's been kidnapped, and the kidnappers are going to kill her, and the kidnappers want money. He doesn't want to give the money. And just the whole thing is just absolutely a hilarious scenario. And then
he's like, $10,000. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I want her back. So now he does want her back,
Right.
but
As
now he
soon
doesn't
as-
want to pay more.
right, as soon as it looks like he's going to be implicated in, her death or her kidnapping or something.
He needs her back.
Yeah, I gotta get her back now. But the Bill Pullman, that's almost was like a side story. They had their own little, stupid thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And with the videotape and nobody knowing what's going on, nobody knows what they're talking about. And so, yeah, the whole thing was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, very clever how all the stories were intertwined that way, and how everything was so coincidental. For the videotape ended up being the police commissioner, and she contacts the mistress contacts the police commissioner, and nobody knows what's on the tape, but it was I think it was just very cleverly written, the way they intertwined everybody in the story.
Right. Yeah. I had actually forgotten about the nudity scenes, and so we're laying there watching it, and then all of a sudden this is popping up, and I'm like, oh, okay, holy mackerel! Close your eyes.
About the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing you remembered. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
people that were looked at, Madonna was originally cast as Barbara Stone.
really,
Yeah, it doesn't say why she bailed on it, but she was originally cast for it.
she's probably like, this is probably not going to be good.
She might have read the script
Like
and said,
Danny
"Yeah,
DeVito
this is
and-
going nowhere."
Danny DeVito and Bette Midler.
Right.
Maybe we made something bad here. Yeah.
That was actually the only one that I could find about changes. But I did see Mick Jagger provided the title song, and I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't realize that when I, listened to the music. I didn't know Mick Jagger was the guy.
Yeah. It was really funny. I was like, oh, that song's not too memorable. I was like, I've heard much better Mick Jagger songs before. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason the song was stuck in my head for the rest of the night.
Right.
So I guess it did its job.
He did a good job.
Yeah. Oh man. Something I wanted to bring up is that this was the last movie that ZAZ did together.
The Ruthless People?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
After that, all three directors went their separate ways and started working on their own things. And they said that it was nothing about working with each other that was the problem, that it was Hollywood was the problem. And that there was just so much of an uphill battle and just so much fighting against them that it just wore them out and made them tired. And it was just much easier to go and do their own thing. And of course, they remained good friends till the day
Right.
Abrams died.
Yeah.
And they all still did stuff together every once in a while. They would, show scripts to one another and, write for one and the other would direct and stuff like that. But there was no more ZAZ after this movie.
Nah.
Yeah. Probably made a better paycheck on their own too, since they didn't have to split, 3 ways.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. So it went from ZAZ to ZZ.
Yeah, exactly. One of the Abrams brothers, one of the Zucker brothers directed Ghost.
Yeah, I read that.
And one directed Basketball, which is one of my favorite comedies of all time. I love Basketball. That's such a freaking fun movie.
I don't know that I've ever seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like Airplane. It's like joke, just over and over. And it's like, it's funny is that it feels like a ZAZ movie because it's like Airplane. There's just so much packed into one movie, but I love that movie. It's so good.
Yeah. Jim Abrams did Hot Shots.
Yes.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah.
Which were also hilarious movies for
and I think
lines.
One of them did, didn't they do Loaded Weapon Part 1? Right? I think that was with Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson.
I think that's right. I couldn't tell you which one.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
I can't tell you which one. I know David did The Naked Guns, and I think he did 3 and Scary Movie 3 and 4.
Yes,
he did as well.
Oh no, Gene Quintano directed Loaded Weapon. So I guess it just that felt like a Zucker Brothers movie.
Yeah,
when I watched it. Yeah.
They did what they did. What was the other one they did? Top Secret. Val Kilmer was a ZAZ movie.
Yeah.
I remember seeing clips of that during my research. I haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. It's. I think that the good thing about like Airplane was they already had a formula to follow with the original movie that they were spoofing.
Uh-huh.
So it made a good story with just jokes thrown in. Top Secret didn't really have that kind of story.
The structure
built in, it didn't have the structure that Airplane did. It was just kind of a bunch of jokes strung together, basically.
Yeah. It almost seems like you have to write a serious movie.
Yeah.
And then make sure that it's a good movie by itself.
Right. Yeah, and then throw jokes in it.
Yeah, and then start loading it with jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny. That's what I did with Bump. Surprisingly, we wrote this serious movie, and then we started throwing jokes on top of it, and that's how that became.
So that started out serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it's about a cop whose partner gets killed by this crime lord, and so he stops becoming a police officer, and then they find, some evidence that suggests that this guy's still out there, so he decides to come out of retirement to find the guy who killed his partner. I mean, you could make a serious movie out of that.
Yeah. No, of course you could. I just thought that from the beginning, I thought you had written it as a...
Oh, it was supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah.
But we wrote it seriously first.
I gotcha.
And then added all the jokes on top of it.
Yeah.
So
just get the story and the beats all lined out. Yeah.
I'll have to send Bump to you, Barry. I think you'll like it.
See that.
It's fun. It's garbage because it's the first movie I ever made. But it's so fun. It's so funny.
Yeah. I'll overlook technical stuff all day long.
Yeah. So, anything anyone else wants to say about Ruthless People?
Barry, you got anything else?
Oh man, I don't. Well, I got to say we had a Doberman, as a pet that passed away not too long ago. So seeing the Doberman in the movie was kind of a rare treat. That
Now, was it named Adolf?
No, actually not named Adolf, but
Okay.
Yeah.
just it's a nice little dog tie-in was
Yeah.
fun. But
I forgot about that until you brought that up. I remember laughing so hard at that little subplot of him just trying to constantly kill that
Yeah.
dog.
Oh yeah.
kill the dog.
That's so funny.
He had the two obsessions: kill his wife, kill the dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Where was this movie filmed? Was this filmed in L.A.?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I think so, because he's in front of like Tale of the Pup when he's on the phone. You know, the hot dog stand,
Okay.
famous hot dog stand for LA. I think he's on the payphone in front of it at some point, maybe. And
Okay.
I think it must have been at least partially filmed there.
Yeah, it felt like L.A. when I was watching that. I was like, it's got that weird '90s L.A. because I know that this is an '80s movie, but for some reason, you know, there's no line of demarcation for decades. So like a little bit of '80s carries into the '90s, but a part of the '90s starts to bleed into the '80s before. So it felt kind of '90s-ish to me. And it kind of gave me this nostalgic feeling of growing up in the '90s because I was seeing all that kind of stuff on TV and
Right.
Yeah, all those LA and Beverly Hills kind of movies did have a very specific feel to them. It seems
they
like.
really did.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's funny.
So one of the things you mentioned, he's standing in front of the payphone. Sometimes I like when I watch movies that I watched when I was growing up, and now you watch them as an adult, and you're looking at. It's so funny that there's payphones all over the place in this movie, and I think the cell phone that the cop calls him on is this giant brick of a phone. It's funny to see that was like top of the line back then. That was like cutting edge, that cell phone that he had.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
It was gigantic.
Yeah.
You know,
your phone in a briefcase or a satchel, and
Right.
that was big time back then.
Yeah. It's weird. You mentioned the payphones. I remember a couple weeks ago, I was thinking about like when you didn't have cell phones, how did you get a hold of anybody? You would be stuck. And then I was like, you mentioned payphones. I was like, oh, that's how you did it. You ran to somewhere that had a payphone, and you made your emergency call.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell Mom all.
Oh, sorry. That's what makes modern movies so difficult. Is you're always just a phone in your pocket away from solving a problem that you don't have to get to a payphone or find a phone out in the middle of nowhere to go call for help or something like that. It's something interesting that we've created to have to work around now.
Yeah, horror movies have to find a way to get rid of the cell phone.
Yeah,
like what we need to get rid of the cell phone. How do we do that? Because they cannot have a cell phone for this movie to happen.
Right.
Right.
I tell Mom all the time, I don't even know. I can't even remember how I got anywhere without my phone telling me how to get there. I mean, I rely so much on plug it in. My phone tells me, okay, go here, go there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't even remember pulling out a map, or you have to stop somewhere and say, hey, I'm lost. Can you tell me how to get to this place?
Yeah.
I remember as a kid growing up down in Houston and when I was young doing some deliveries, and you had the key map. You pulled out the big key map and had to find your way
right
from page to page. And those were.
You almost had to think back then.
Yeah. All right. We feeling good about Ruthless People?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We ready to rate these movies?
Absolutely.
All right. So Airplane. Let's do 1 out of 10 grown men naked.
Well, of course you would go there.
Okay, 1 out of 10 Gladiator films. How many Gladiator films would you give Airplane, Dad?
So Airplane, for the time, it was absolutely hilarious. The comedy was really good, fantastic timing. I would probably give it at least 7 Ottos out of 10 Ottos. I'm going with Ottos.
Okay.
Not naked men.
All right. I think it's safe to say that I would give this a 7 also.
Yeah.
Yep, 7 Ottos out of 10.
Yeah. Nice.
Barry?
Well, for Airplane, I would have to go 10 Turkish 10 prisons out of 10.
10 Turkish prisons.
It's just an absolute favorite. My introduction to Leslie Nielsen, and it just brought me so much joy over the years.
Absolutely, yeah.
I got to go 10.
Yeah. And Ruthless People.
What are we going to do for them? We should figure these things out ahead of time.
Yeah, we keep saying that,
I know.
but how about 1 out of 10 Dobermans?
Okay.
Okay.
Or what was that other dog?
It was a poodle.
Oh, was it a poodle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barry, you go first on this one.
Oh gosh, I'd have to. I'd say a solid 7 Dobermans. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love the story and the structure to it, and the cast was fantastic in it. So yeah, I would go 7.
I would say that I would give this one, about a 7 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost gave it a 7.5. But I'm wondering if that's just the novelty of seeing it for the first time versus seeing Airplane a couple times.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll give it an even 7.
Nice. So, I really enjoy Ruthless People. I think the story is solid. I think the different things that they've got going on in the story is absolutely hilarious and really drives it. I love Judge Reinhold in it. I'd probably give this 8 Dobermans and a half a bottle of chloroform.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, Barry, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
It was so
Thanks for
great to
having
get
me.
to.
You guys are fantastic.
Yeah, it was so great talking to you again and catching up, and I'm missing you, man.
Yeah, I know. We need to.
This was a lot of fun.
Need to figure something else out to do.
So when is the IFF?
So it has started already.
Right. When are they going to do the actual festival?
I think it's the first week of April. I can look it up to be sure.
Yeah.
The final submission date is March 20th.
Okay.
So that's when we have to have the film in.
So what would be really cool, I'd love it if, if you came down and got into one of the movies or something. I think that would be so much fun. But even if you weren't able to do that, I mean, if you could come down for the festival, that would be totally awesome to get together with you.
Oh yeah. I would love to see.
That would be a blast.
Yeah, I would love to see everybody.
I know the drive down from Oklahoma, that's probably quite a ways to go, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, if you could, that would be cool.
It's not I think it's 12. I think we drove 10. It's probably right at 20, 21, somewhere around there hours, I think.
Good grief.
I think I drove about 10 hours to Laramie when I drove last time. I drove to Laramie, stopped at Laramie, and then drove the other 10-ish hours.
Man.
To Boise.
we might have to do a GoFundMe and get an airplane ticket for
It's
Barry,
an easy flight.
for Barry.
Well, we know Barry likes airplanes.
Yes,
So-
Barry likes airplanes. Now, if you go up in the cockpit and they want to know if you've ever taken a shower with a grown man,
Right.
you might want to get off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and it was good seeing you and good talking to you.
Good to
Yes.
see you, and absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to see you guys again.
Nice.
Absolutely. All right. We ready to head on out of here?
Hit the button.
All right.
And we're gone.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Okay. Thanks, Barry.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all. Y'all were great.
All right.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to My Dad's Movie Podcast. We had a lot of fun creating it, and we hope you enjoyed it.
For more content, please check us out at Facebook and YouTube at My Dad's Movie Podcast, or visit our website, mydadsmoviepodcast.com.
And always, if you'd like to help support us, please check out our Patreon at My Dad's Movie Podcast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.